Overall, by the way, I do think Bree Hall will get snatched up by somebody, all right? I do believe that. By what they can do, what kind of flexibility they do have, and again, salary cap. I mean, it is what it is.
Did the Indiana Fever just make a massive mistake? Two players who could have helped Caitlin Clark this season are now looking for new teams. The salary cap has forced them into a corner no rookie superstar wants to be in. Imagine being Caitlin Clark right now. You're the most hyped rookie in WNBA history. Tickets are selling out everywhere you go. But your team can't even afford to field a full roster of 12 players. The Fever just waived Bree Hall and Jillian Alleyne because of money issues, not talent.
Jillian Alleyne, she's out, okay, in case you're and Bree Hall, both out.
This is the hidden side of WNBA basketball nobody's talking about, and it's about to affect everything. Kindly please like the video and subscribe to the channel to support us. The Indiana Fever are in a financial mess right now, and it's affecting what could be a dream season for Caitlin Clark. The team just announced they're waiving Bree Hall and Jillian Alleyne.
Now is waiving two players as the regular season draws all so close. The team is now parting ways with Jillian Alleyne and Bree Hall.
And not because these players weren't good enough. The Fever are so tight on cash that they can't even afford to have the full 12 players on their roster. They're going with just 11 players. That's wild for a team that has the biggest star in women's basketball right now.
First roster cuts of training camp Monday. Rookie Bree Hall, Jillian Alleyne were waived by the team as it narrows down its opening day roster.
Think about how crazy this is. The Fever just made their first major cuts of training camp purely because of money issues. Jillian Alleyne isn't some bench warmer. She was destroying it overseas in Turkey. She averaged 18.6 points, grabbed 13.8 rebounds, snagged 2.5 steals, and blocked 1.4 shots per game. Those are numbers that would start for most WNBA teams. But the Fever couldn't keep her because of cap problems. The same goes for Bree Hall. She was the 20th pick in the draft and showed real promise during preseason.
Overall, by the way, I do think Bree Hall will get snatched up by somebody, all right? I do believe that.
Remember that game against Brazil? She dropped 9 points and looked comfortable on the court. Plus, she was Aaliyah Boston's teammate at South Carolina, which could have helped team chemistry. The talent was clearly there, but the money wasn't. Fans are absolutely losing it over these moves. Social media is blowing up with comments blaming the former general manager for creating this financial disaster. One fan posted, "Another South Carolina player out of the league. Not great." Others are wondering why Hall got cut when they kept Sydney Colson instead.
A lot of people slamming the former general manager for getting this roster a little jacked up right now.
You know what makes this even more ridiculous? This is happening while Caitlin Clark is literally selling out arenas everywhere she goes. The Fever have the most marketable player in WNBA history, someone who's bringing in millions in new revenue for the league, and they can't even afford to give her a complete supporting cast. The salary cap has backed the Fever into a corner where they're making impossible choices.
Can carry 12 players, but because of salary cap limitations, the Fever will likely only have 11 players on its roster. Wow.
That missing 12th player isn't just a number. It's someone who could give Clark and Boston crucial rest during the long physical season ahead. This whole situation shows the bigger problems in the WNBA. There's no G League for developing players, the salary cap is too restrictive, and even teams with superstars are struggling to build complete rosters.
The Indiana Fever having to make some cuts, and those cuts are happening right now as we speak.
While Clark is filling seats, her team can't even fill a roster. That's just not right. So who actually survived these cuts? Michaela Timpson is one player who's going to make the final roster, and her recent performance shows exactly why. She put up 9 points in that last game, shooting 2 for 4 from the field and an impressive 5 for 6 from the free throw line. That's the kind of efficiency the Fever desperately need from their role players around Clark.
Of these new players will make this team, that's Michaela Timpson. My goodness, she looks like she has something, folks.
Coach Christie confirmed Timpson. Looks like she has something, folks. She does. That's exactly the kind of spark they need off the bench. But here's the big question hanging over the Fever right now. Was keeping Timpson over Hall and Alleyne actually the right basketball decision, or just the only financial option they had? A lot of fans are arguing that Hall had way more long-term potential and could have developed into a serious contributor over time. The Fever's roster is taking shape, but it's far from what you want for a team with two young stars. They're heading into the season basically short-handed. That means Clark and Boston will have fewer teammates to share the physical burden of a 40-game season. Think about that. They're rookies who now have to carry an even bigger load because the team can't afford depth. Sydney Colson is another player who made the cut over Bree Hall. Her veteran status and what she showed last season gave her the edge.
So that's interesting. Fever fans expecting Bree Hall, role player at South Carolina, to beat out Sydney Colson for the roster spot.
But fans are really questioning if that was smart for the long run. There was a mild possibility Hall would beat out Colson according to some insiders, but that clearly didn't happen. These cuts are going to directly impact Clark's rookie season in a major way. With only 11 players, she's probably going to play more minutes than what's ideal for a first-year player. More minutes means more highlights for sure, but also more physical wear and tear on her body. Team chemistry takes a hit too. Hall was Boston's college teammate at South Carolina.
Probably among Indiana Fever, but Aaliyah Boston, she did play at South Carolina, so that's something you might want to think about.
That connection could have helped Boston and Clark gel faster on the court, creating a stronger foundation for the future. These salary cap problems aren't just hurting the Fever's depth. They're messing with their ability to build the right supporting cast around their star rookie. Every single roster spot becomes super critical when you can only carry 11 players instead of 12.
By what they can do, what kind of flexibility they do have, and again, salary cap. I mean, it is what it is.
Can the Fever actually compete this season with such a thin roster? Teams like the Aces and Liberty are loaded with talent and depth, while the Fever are counting pennies. Clark came to the WNBA to win championships, but these financial constraints make that challenge way harder than it needed to be.
Getting enough money now, and I understand, we've all went over the reasons why they don't make any money. You certainly can't afford to create a whole nother league.
What we're seeing with the Fever is the WNBA growing pains in real time. Clark is selling out every arena she walks into, but her team can't even afford 12 players. That's just not right. This season is going to test Clark in ways nobody expected. She's not just facing the pressure of being a #1 pick, she's doing it with a short-handed team. Those 11 players who made the cut are gonna have to play their hearts out every single night. The WNBA needs to fix this salary cap situation fast. If they want to ride the Clark wave, they better make sure teams can actually build proper rosters around their stars.